It started when he was about 12 months old, and it was just kind of a slow progression, but it started out with some temper tantrums. We just thought, well, it's typical, he's fixing to be 2, but it's starting early. And we just noticed that things would set him off. Like we could tell him no for something that maybe another child would be okay with. If you told them, no, you can't do that or you can't have that. But then he would get very upset. He would lay on the floor and scream and cry and kick. And we'd be like, well, what's wrong? And of course, as new parents, we never had any other kids, and we would sit there and think, well, maybe it's because he didn't get his nap, or maybe it was, whatever it could be, we didn't get something else, or he doesn't feel well. We would come up with all these reasons why and try to reason our way through it, and then just kind of, he'd get over it after a while, and then we'd just move on. Well, as he got older, they got worse, and they would last a lot longer. Some of them could be a couple hours long. And then it got to a point where she said, well, maybe it's time he should see a psychologist. And we said, well, we'll try that. And so right after he turned 5, we took him in to see a psychologist thinking, okay, this is really going to help us. This is going to be the answer. She gave us some things that she thought might help us with him. So we would try those things and kind of meet back with her every couple of weeks. And we just weren't really noticing anything. We're like, this is still not working. What do we need to do? And she said, well, let's just keep going. And finally, I told my husband, I said, we can't do this anymore. It's very expensive to see a psychologist, and we're not seeing the results we need to see. We're doing everything that they're telling us to do, and it's just not working. So that's when I got online and found the Total Transformation. It was very easy to understand. And what I loved was that when we got it, we started using it immediately, and we actually started seeing things change immediately. And I was like, I can't believe this. And my husband was like, wow, this is great. Now when he does something, he will come back later, like we'll say, okay, we're done. When you're calm, then we can talk. He will go on to his room, or he'll go to his area where he stays to cool down, and he will come back and he'll say, I was wrong for pushing McKenna. Next time I'm going to count, or next time I'm going to think about this, and I'm going to, think about what's going to happen. He's a big thinker, so he has to visualize in his head what's happening so he can think about it for the next time. But it really has worked with him, and I actually started using it with other children in school and things, and I noticed that it worked very well. Before the Total Transformation, life was very hard. It was, you go to bed at night and you wake up in the morning and you think, oh, I just wonder how many fits are we going to have to go through today. And then after we found the Total Transformation and started using it, it was this change that, we started feeling more confident about ourselves as parents, and that, we just weren't parenting Noah the way he needed to be parented. We were falling back on things that didn't work, and we noticed that he was a happier kid. He didn't always walk around with a scowl on his face and just grumbling all the time. And he actually wanted to do things with us, and he wanted to go outside and play, and he would actually sit down. He wants to eat dinner at the dinner table every night now because it's fun. He wants to be at dinner with everybody. Whereas before, we just never sat at the table because we couldn't all be together. Something would happen, and but we have fun together. We laugh. The Total Transformation is exactly what it says. It completely transformed how we reacted to our son, how we parented him, and how he became a problem solver. And without it, we would still be struggling, and we would be going towards that teenager that was going to be in a lot of trouble. And I would say that this is perfect for any parent that is struggling and that feels like, there's nothing else they can do. I just feel very blessed that we found it when we did, and that we were able to use it, and that it works immediately. You can start seeing results immediately.